There we go. Um, so just wanted to make another live stream or another YouTube video, basically talking about my opinion about movies. I haven't done that in a while. So this is my top 10 list of 2018 so far. I mean, it's been a good year, I guess. Um, Many of the movies that have come out this year, many of those that I've been wanting to see, that I've been anticipating, never really lived up to the expectation, but there have been some movies that have surprised me a lot more than others. So, with that being said, it's just one of those years, I guess. It's similar to other years like 2016 or 2014 or in the past decade where something there's years where everything that I anticipate is exactly at the top of my list, but on this list not so much, but that's because with entertainment you can't really fabricate it. It's all about emotion for me, and it needs to come naturally, and when they do stuff like this, it kind of just, I don't know, like what I'm trying to say is that there isn't an equation. There isn't like an exact way for me to say that it should have been successful this year due to this, due to what we've had before. It should have, it didn't really come up natural. And with everything that has happened this year, political or, you know, what has happened in my life so far, that could have impacted my emotion and my thing about it. And it's a shame when outside things kind of impact the entertainment emotion, I guess, of it. Because really, if this was a different type of year, a lot of these movies I would have probably put easily at number one. But a lot of them, they're not at number one for me for a different reason. So there you go. And those are my excuses. So I'm gonna start at number one. I know that most people they start at 10 and work themselves down, but quite frankly, this list isn't. It's not really in. It's not really final. It's just for now. This is how it is. This is just a rough draft or whatever you want to call it. So at number one, as for right now, and this is a movie that really surprised me because sure, the reason why I gave it a shot and the reason why I even was interested to see it, hell, I would even go as far as to say excited to see it, it's because, well, one, it was a movie that was okay, that didn't have anything behind it. Like, it wasn't part of a franchise, it wasn't part of anything that was gonna come at, like, there wasn't any promise of something coming after this, that it wasn't gonna, like, it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't a huge deal. And I thought, you know what? It's just refreshing. It's just great. This is just one of those movies that you see it and you get what you get. And that's what I want. I don't want a sequel to this movie. I don't really need a sequel to this movie. They could, but I loved this movie, and that movie is Alpha. It's a very great movie. Surprisingly, it got good a good score from the critics. Granted, I still think that the critics are assholes, don't get me wrong, but there are times when they do something good, and this is one of those few times that they did, they did advocate to people to see this movie, and I agree. Like, there's a lot of talent and there was a lot of heart that went into this. You could clearly see that they were going for the artistic and not the business side of things. That's the part they wanted to focus instead. So, so number two is one that I talked about a lot and one that I anticipated a lot and one that I wanted to see. So, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. It's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and I know a lot of people don't like it. I know that it's been. I know it got mixed reviews, which to me isn't bad. Mixed isn't bad. Like, it's 50-50. That to me is like, okay, so half of the people didn't like it. So it's not a timeless. It's not a classic, for now at least. But still a fan. It's still at number two. It's still good. It wasn't as good as the first Jurassic World. I love Jurassic World. I love Jurassic Park. They did a lot of things in this movie great. But I feel that a lot of the things that they scaled back or the things that they kind of like left out were the things that I feel they should have not done. You know, because the whole island thing, it could have just been the entire movie. You know, like as soon as I saw like the first trailer of that and everyone said, "Oh, did we just see the entire movie?" and they said, "Oh no, that's just the half of it." It was kind of like I was hoping it wouldn't be the half of it, but it is. It does have a fast pace though. It is cool, and I loved the opening sequence. I love to see the Mosasaurus. I love the setup that they're gonna have them, escape. They could have just had them escaped here a lot earlier than they did, and I mean they do bring up a lot of questions, a lot of debate on whether dinosaurs should be living again, which was the focus on the first Jurassic Park. And I don't know. I still say it's good, dude. I still say it's good. I don't care. I don't care, dude. Haters gonna hate. So at number three, it's Infinity War. So with the Marvel movies, let me just explain this. So this is kind of like a comment that I wanted to say to armchair directors for Infinity War, and I'm gonna do my own video. Well, maybe not my own video on Infinity War, but more like a response, a comment, just to be part of the discussion that was being talked about on armchair directors for Infinity War. Infinity War to me was the closest to an Avengers movie that I've been wanting to see after Avengers 1, if that makes sense. Because Avengers Age of Ultron, I, I didn't care for it at all. It didn't do much for me. It was just like their version of Brainiac and a very weak version of Brainiac to me. Like in the DC universe, Brainiac is OG. Like just as much as an OG as, Thanos or anyone else. So, in that sense, I was kind of like, it was a good movie. I did like it a lot, but I don't know. I kind of want to just reiterate some of the things that Quentin Review said about it, about the whole, you know, overpopulation thing. Like, I don't know. They just kind of just oversimplified it a lot, and then they just said, okay, so he's going around each planet, killing half of everyone to save to save all the entire universe because overpopulation is a problem, and I agree it is a problem. And okay, like I understand that, but at the same time, I understand, and they do talk about how it's genocide. They do, but the thing is, how I say it's simplified, or why I say they don't really dive into it as much, as the same thing that Quentin Review said is, what about all of the places where it's not overpopulated, but people are starving or resources are being taken away because of dictators or because of this or because of that. They never bring that up in the movie, and you could say it's a nitpick, but at the same time, I can't really say that it's like, I don't know, like this whole idea of overpopulation and being that that's the reason why he wants to take down the Avengers doesn't really like make sense to me, really. Like, because so what? That's what Loki was trying to do in the first Avengers, was to defeat. So basically, he wanted to get, the what was it called? The cube, that stone or whatever. So he wanted to get that and to bring Thanos or his, minions or whatever to destroy half of it. Didn't seem as if they were gonna destroy half of the world though in the first Avenger. So that's like the part where I'm kind of like, I'm not buying it. Quite frankly, like to me that's just an excuse. Like it's a good excuse. It's a great excuse, but it just didn't to me it just didn't seem that way when we first was introduced to him. And then on top of that, like in armchair directors, like they said, is that it doesn't matter. None of this movie matters because I know that. And look, I'm not saying that it isn't traumatizing. If I was a kid, I probably would, but like my jaw would have dropped if I would have seen these people disappear. But like Black Panther, Spider Man, them disappearing, I'm kind of like, and I understand that they've, the movie industry has done this before, where they kill off some characters to bring in new ones, and this like that. This was like the opposite. They killed off the new characters to highlight the old ones. I don't know if that sits right for me or not. I mean, it would have been better, at least to me, if Thanos were to have appeared in Avengers: Age of Ultron and fought against Ultron and defeated Ultron, and then said, you know what, I'm not. I think, help the Avengers, and then the Avengers are all like, oh, thanks for your help, and he's all like, I'm not here to help. I'm not. I didn't, destroy him just to help you out. I need to help this world out, and then have him like attack them, and then try to like kill half of the human race, I guess, because we are being overpopulated in a sense. But well, in a sense, there's some areas that aren't. Like that's the thing. Like with overpopulation, is that it's a problem in some areas, but in others it isn't, and it's just. See, it's more complicated than just what this movie did. It's just like boom, half of you gone, and then problem solved. Well, I'm not saying that all solutions solve every flippin' problem completely. I mean, there's other problems that arise, but still. So anyway, yeah, Age of Ultron, it's at number 3 for me. At number 4, I guess I'd have to say I haven't really seen that many movies this year. I guess I would have to say, well, I haven't seen The Nun, which was one that I wanted to see, and I haven't had time to go see. I guess Deadpool 2. I always forget about Deadpool 2. So yeah, I guess I'd say Deadpool 2. It's very much, I guess, on par with the first one. I can't say it's better or worse than the first one. The first one was fun. This one was fun as well, but there's some things about Deadpool that I wish they would have done, and there's some things about this Deadpool that I wish they would have done. But leaving me wanting more is fine. And now with the Disney deal, I guess this is the last Deadpool we'll have with Ryan Reynolds because they want to just reboot the entire thing. And good for you people who like Disney, because I don't really find that to be really necessary. I don't really want to see X-Men with the Avengers. I'm just not interested. I'm not just. And really, when is this gonna end? Like, because I thought Thanos was like the OG, like where all of this is gonna end, and you're telling me it's not. So, yippee! More is coming our way, I guess. So, anyway, number 5, I guess it's Solo. I get the hate that it got. I get everything that it got, but think it's that bad. It's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. The same thing happened with Ghostbusters a few years ago, but I think to say this is way better than Ghostbusters. I haven't like Ghostbusters. I just got bored with it real quick. I was just this isn't funny. Like, and I don't care. Like, it would have been fun if that's all it is. If they just focused on attacking Ghost, but they tried to add in a lot of fucking jokes, and I was like, please stop it. Please stop with the fucking jokes. But yeah, that's my opinion on Ghostbusters. But with Solo, it's okay. But that's all I could say. Number 5, I guess I could say, is Strangers. Oh, oh no, Pray at Night. It had a good atmosphere and it was a fun little movie, but it was entertaining. I don't know if I'd see it again, and I really didn't like the ending. The ending to me was kind of just lame. And I did like to see that the strangers in this movie actually did get killed. Because in the first one, that was like, oh my god, they're not, like, they're getting away with everything, and these other people are screwing up, and there's that sense, but it also made it kind of, like, like, the atmosphere in the first one was a lot more, like, scary. Like, there was more to it than just whatever happened in this. This movie was just fun and entertaining just to see the kills. So, yeah. Um, I guess those are my top 5. As for the what others things have I seen this year really? Oh yeah, Black Panther. I guess I'll put that at no. Like, I don't want to say that it wasn't good. I get that it was good. It was, but I don't know. I didn't understand too much of the hype. It again, if this was like they would have brought this out earlier than what they did, I would have appreciated a lot more. So anyway, well, that's my 6th one. My seventh one would probably be the Maze Runner 3 Death Cure. Can't say it was like the best movie, but it wasn't the worst. And I don't know, like I still wanted to see The Nun and House with the Clock in its Walls and Predator and Halloween and Aquaman. So when I see those movies, I will put them on this list. Or if I don't, then I'll probably put them in the middle category or in the crap category. But hopefully, I don't have to put anything in the crap category because I try not to be a negative Nancy. So, yeah, I'm just gonna end the video here. So, I'm sorry I didn't do. I guess I didn't give you the top 10 list, but I can promise you that somewhere between 7 and 10, A House of Clock in its Walls, The Nun, Aquaman, and it's that other one that I said about. Those are gonna be on the list, okay? Yeah, Predator. That was it. Like those four are on the list. Those were the ones that I was anticipating. Those were the ones that I wanted to see. So around that area, I'll put them there. Oh, and there's also Goosebumps 2 that's coming out, so that should be fun as well. So that's my list. That's my list. I'll put all of those movies ranked and say which ones. But for me, Alpha is the best one of the year, and I really hope people see that movie. It got a B plus on Cinema Score, so I think the reason why it got the B plus is that they never really marketed as, oh, they're not going to be like they don't speak English, and I think some of the audience members kind of didn't like that. So I didn't find it to be that bad. If anything, it made it more realistic and it made it a lot more intense for me. So there you go. Goodbye, everyone. Again.